Welcome to the Cincy Postcast. I'm Kevin Wallace, and before we get started with today's amazing episode, I got to tell you about Streetside Brewery because, my goodness, when it comes to one of the best wins in FC Cincinnati history, when it comes to Tigres' worst CONCACAF Champions League loss in team history, there's only one way to celebrate, and that is with Streetside Brewery. Drink some of the best damn beers in the city, okay? If you can't make it out to their location, they're over in east side of Cincinnati, Columbia-Tusculum area. Go grab a 4-pack of Tall Boys, a 6-pack of what they've got going on. It is fantastic beer. It is a great, great experience. They are, masters of everything. They really run the gamut. There is something for everybody. And then at the brewery itself, they've always got delicious food there, super friendly staff. It is an amazing experience. So on a day like today, a weekend like this weekend, go celebrate with our good friends over at Streetside. And on today's episode, this is a weird one. Late last night, we went live and we tried to invite folks. It was very late. I totally get it. The invite only went out via Discord just to see if anybody wanted to jump in. It was a great time. You get our live reactions to this. We are joined by even a fourth voice in here. I think you're going to enjoy it. There's a little breaking news in there. If you have eagle ears, do eagles? Yeah, never mind. Anyway, It's a good, fun episode. Now, I do want to say, and I don't think we praised him enough in this episode, so allow me to do that right now. Hats off, standing ovation to one Pat Noonan. Incredible. This was truly an amazing moment for him and his staff. So live it up and enjoy the vibes on this episode for a very off the cuff, a raw Cincy Postcast. Oh, baby, we are recording. People are in the studio here with us. This is very exciting. Oh my God. And
wow. Look at us.
Look at this.
Post-game show. Look at that.
Bear with us on the technical difficulties, but yes.
It only took Kevin not attending the match and me being stuck up in Columbus with a high school mock trial team and unable to go to the match to finally do a post-game live show. But hey, here we find ourselves.
Oh my God. Chief, question for you, just right off the top. Do we need to delete the last episode of the podcast?
You know, it's funny. I wrote a thing for the website that was basically calling out Pat Noonan and saying we need to change formations. And it just sat because I don't have the credentials to post it to the website.
And I missed your notification. I don't know how.
I notified you. And then all of a sudden, Damon was like, I'll post it right now, like 5 minutes before this match kicked off. So I look like an absolute grade A idiot, just no different than normal.
Oh, my God.
Just cool. Just the post being the post, baby.
Brian in the chat said Grayson says Chief is having a terrible night. Chief, is that true? Are you having a terrible night tonight?
I'm not having a terrible night. No, I'm having a great night. How could you not be having a great night? Like there's this idea out there that I'm more interested in my takes being correct than I am this team being good. I'm an idiot. I don't want to be right. I would rather this team play good. Do you think it brings me joy to talk about how Kevin Denkey disappears in games? Do you think I wanted him to disappear in a game versus Tigres? No. It was awesome watching him kick ass. I want more of this. I want this to happen more often. No, I'm having a phenomenal night. I got a bar in Columbus, Ohio at my hotel to put on an FC Cincinnati game. That's a cultural victory right there. I'm living a great life tonight.
I am stunned that you got that to work. That is incredible.
Awesome. I was like, you guys get FS2 here? Why? Oh, there's a game on I want to watch. Not going to tell you what. Probably easier to do this at a hotel where you're less likely to run into an actual Columbus local than if I would have gone down the street to an actual bar filled with Columbus denizens. But as we all know, there are no fans of the Columbus Crew. If there were fans of the Columbus Crew, they wouldn't have had to move to Austin to be successful. Everyone knows this.
Yeah. 100%. We made them. We saved them. They know that.
Many people noting, many people saying.
Chief, where does tonight rank in all-time FC Cincinnati wins? Like, is it crazy to think that it's high up there suddenly?
It is. I will say this. This is without a doubt the best team FC Cincinnati has ever beaten. Like, this is the strongest. This is the strongest opponent we've ever played.
Yeah. In
terms of talent, this is probably the most talented team FC Cincinnati has ever beaten. The only one that's close, I would say, is the Inter Miami team that we beat and just throttled a couple of years back, or even last year. But it is far and away the best team. Now, in terms of talent disparity, that's an interesting question. I think the talent disparity was bigger when we beat Chicago Fire as a USL team in terms of like where we were relative to where the opponent was. Yeah. But in terms of raw quality of opponent, no, this is the far and away the biggest win in the FC's history.
Yeah. Yeah. I had that feeling as well. And not only is it a win, but this was a decisive win. Yeah. The game was very back and forth, but ultimately the scoreline is decisive.
Here's the problem with putting it in the Mount Rushmore of wins, though.
Okay.
Is that it as a two-leg aggregate, you like where you're sitting going to Monterey.
Yeah.
You need to advance for this win to then take its place in the pantheon of big moments in FC Cincinnati. And what I liked about this, though, is that there are certain wins in the history of this club where you just hold on and you're looking for the result, where you were not, like even the Chicago Fire game, they did not outplay the Chicago Fire. Like, as best you can say, they held on, they picked their moments, they score a goal that is wrongfully taken off in regulation, but they were not better than the Chicago Fire that night. Yeah. For this match, they outplayed Monterey, just flat out. They outplayed Monterey. They created better scoring opportunities than Monterey. They defended better than Monterey. They were outpossessed, but okay, I don't care. The possession that they had was more meaningful. And more importantly than all that was that, for me at least, this bore no resemblance to the team we saw for the last 2 weeks. This was a team that was aggressive, that was decisive on the ball, that was looking to move the ball upfield, where they were
passing quickly,
moving quickly, moving the ball to space. And this was a game where they looked like they had an offensive identity. And what really made me happy about this game was that when they went up 1-0, they didn't pull back.
Yeah.
When they went up 2-0, they didn't pull back. Like we said on a group chat that we were on with a couple other people that you, Grayson, and I are on. I think Grayson and I both said, I don't love putting Evander on as a sub because I thought what Pat Noonan was going to want to do was defend. But nope. Evander was out there to attack and add to the lead. And that is not normal for a Pat Noonan coached FC Cincinnati side. This was a team that was looking to stay aggressive all 90 minutes, knowing that there isn't a safe lead to bring down to Monterey. And that's an evolution in how I think Noonan and the team have approached the Champions League.
It's so funny that is how Noonan takes this team tonight. And it's the one format that would have rewarded squatting on a 2-0 lead, because winning 3-1 is worse than winning 2-0. Like just how the away goals tiebreaker works. So you absolutely could have understood just sitting there and seeing out the win as long as you got the clean sheet. And they didn't, and I love it.
So I got to ask you a question, because I think there are a number of players that you can pick for this.
Yeah.
Who is your man of the match for FC Cincinnati? Because I think that there are 3 very good picks you can make for this.
Well, you know who I will ask that question? I will ask Grayson that question.
Oh, come on, put your camera on.
No, we firing Noonan. What we doing here? we selling Denkey. We benching Dotto. What we doing?
Grayson, man of the match. Who you got?
I mean, Kevin Denkey, obviously 2 goals and an assist. You kidding me?
I like it.
You wouldn't be wrong. Hell of a match.
How about well, I'll say 2. I'll give 2 more names. Okay.
All right.
Miles Robinson, just incredibly steady. Like, and it wasn't Miles doing like chasing guys down on breaks. It was like ball
pacing guys.
It was like he was just super steady. Like, ball gets around him, he wins the ball, he makes a nice little pass, and we just get, and like, it was just it felt so comfortable in the back with him there.
I agree.
The other name I'm going to throw out is Senor Gilberto Flores.
Love that. That was the name I was
who
was
winning a lot of balls, but what I want to call out was his distribution. His kind of like some of his passes like through the center, but also like some of his like balls over the top. Like, there was in particular a ball, I don't remember what minute in the second half, but I hear like a hissing in the background. Is that me?
It's me, probably.
It's probably Chief. Just pretend like it's not happening.
Don't worry about it.
He had a ball in like the second half where I think we were up 2-0 at the time. He played a ball over the top that like could have been a funny comment there. It could have been something. It really was nothing. Like, it turned into nothing because it fell to a Tigres player, but the guy had to like get to the ball, and then the play he made was like an immediate turnover, right? Yeah. And so we still ended up with the ball like in the attacking half, and like that kind of pass to put the pressure on the opposing defense where they are uncomfortable, and then we end up with the ball in an attacking position is something that like I would really love to see more of, you know?
Yeah. What I loved about Flores too was that this is 2 straight games that Flores has played well. I thought he played well in the last game. I don't think that anyone in particular stood out. But in this game with Flores, I really liked how steady he is on the ball.
Yeah.
And how there wasn't panic when the ball was at his feet. There were at least 1 or 2 times where I've commented, he's pretty nice with it when it comes to dribbling out of tight positions or making quick decisions with his feet, that I think is better than the years in terms of his age. I think the other player that needs to be called out or shouted out in this game is, I thought this was, and I've been hard on him this year, was Pavel Buka. I thought this was Pavel's best game this year.
Yeah.
And they were deploying him kind of in that 10 role. I thought that it was the way that he moved the ball from that position and the movement he had, because he was the only guy that was really moving in the last game. And I think, when you watch back, Twellman was calling him out on that, saying this is the only guy who's really doing that. I thought Pavel was his movement in this game was sublime. And I thought that it set the tone for the rest of the team, that I thought the passing it still was lacking in crispness, and wait in certain areas, but I can forgive that when it's all directed forward and it's done quickly and there's a purpose to the possession.
I thought Pavel was bad early, but I thought in the second half in particular, he was great.
Yeah.
He grew into the game.
Yeah.
I thought by the midway point in the first half, it was like, okay, I see the vision here with why he was selected for this, as opposed to like Dotto, or I mean, people had even been suggesting Obi in this role.
There was a moment in like it was within the first 15 minutes of the game. I turned to the person I was sitting next to and I said, like, man, Pavel has been like really bad this year. And I think at that point in the game, he still had been bad. But I agree with Chief that he became like immense in this game.
Yeah. The other thing that was big about Pavel was that with him out there and with him specifically in that role, for the first time in a while, the press looked like it had some teeth.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, you get an early opportunity to pounce on a turnover, on a mistake made by Tigres goalkeeper, and it immediately leads to like, well, there's one way to generate a high XG opportunity: turn them over real quick and find Denkey in the middle of the box. And that's something that, like, when you have Pavel in that role, that's an option that you have right there. It's like I wish I could transplant that attitude about the press from Pavel to Evander.
Well, I have suggested Evander as a forward in the past.
I don't hate that at this point.
I think that's the best way to deploy him. But I want to say quickly on Pavel and Flores, both were willing to mix it up with Tigres players. And I loved that. Honest to God, we haven't seen that in the last 6 months.
We've been looking for that since Miazga went out hurt. And this was a game where at the start it was chippy, but Tigres was in this game looking to bait cynical calls and cynical fouls. And what I liked about the way FC Cincinnati responded to that was that a lot of times what you see from a team when the other team is flopping, you're like, okay, we need to back off because every time we breathe on these people, they're going down for contact. And Pavel, Gilberto, and even Wobodo, until he picked his card up, was like, you want to fall? I'm going to give you something to fall about then in that case. Like we're going to earn it then at that point.
I thought that, let's acknowledge the comments a little bit here. David has two that I think are worth addressing. I'm going to talk about his second one first. And I'm sorry if I haven't seen your comment. I'm not like reading all of them. David's
look at Grayson being the host with the camera off. I love this.
David says Barlow was huge on the press too. He did create some very dangerous moments early in the game, especially with his pressing. And the early giveaway was exactly what happened with the first goal. And I think having like a willing runner like that who's pressing and making the keeper and the defenders nervous, like even if you're not like creating that turnover in that moment, you are making them nervous, right? And like
you're speeding up the mental clock. Absolutely.
And so like you might not have to force that turnover, but since you've been like making those moments happen early in the game, you did contribute. Like I do think Barlow's pressing contributed to the first goal. Right?
Yes. No doubt.
And the second is David also asks, so do we need Evander? People are asking. I know Evander didn't have a goal or an assist, and I'm sure you guys talked about the subs like already, but my thoughts on it are that like I wasn't a fan of the Evander sub in the moment, but I thought Evander created like some interesting stuff when he was on there.
Before you jumped on, what I said to Kevin was we were in our group chat and you and I were, not into the Evander, but just I love that they were aggressive with it and that this was not a pack it in, let's play defense substitution from Pat Noonan.
Evander clearly made them nervous with some of his stuff.
Oh yeah.
I do have to say that in that same thread, I said, and I quote, "Nah, these subs rock."
Yeah,
and
I know you. I know you said that. I know you said
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you were right. You were right. Yeah. I do think Evander contributed in significant part in his sub minutes, even though he didn't score or assist. He easily could have.
Yeah.
And
yes,
he was giving them something to think about,
balls.
like every time he was on the ball, right? And presumably,
I'll say this
presumably every time we were on the ball, even if he wasn't in the play, like in that moment.
I'll say this for Evander, is that when he was on in the Sunday match this past week, I did not think Evander looked like he was healthy and full.
He looked good today.
He looked very good today. Yeah. And he looked like his head was more in the game in terms of that, okay, he had one appearance under his belt. In this one, he immediately came on the field. And what I liked about what he did is that he was offering something different when he had the ball. And like he went on a couple, solo side quests where I'm going to take 6 guys on and I'm going to dribble through 2 guys and then I'm going to dribble around a 3rd guy and then pass back to the other way. And then maybe I'll try a shot. And it didn't work, but I was like, this team needed a little bit more of that. And the result is that whenever he had the ball, Tigres seemed very afraid of whatever was going to happen next.
Which was the correct, opinion to have there, because Evander has a couple of dangerous balls, a free kick in particular late that I remember just screamed across just an inch above every single dude's head. It was just a little bit more. And that's the most dangerous thing we've ever seen. Yeah. I thought it was awesome. And I got to say, Evander for striker going forward in our rotating cast of midfielders, I don't hate it. Like, give him just the true freedom role, but give us a fully functional midfield. Like,
the issue with Evander, so like he's still like they lost the ball. He wasn't like running to press and win the ball back or whatever. Right. But when you have like 8 players behind him, or 8 or 9 players behind him, it's different than when you have, 6 players behind him.
Yeah. Right? I still don't love the formation. And if they are going to continue to play this formation, I do think that the right idea is if Evander is not a striker, that they need to go back to this idea of having dueling 10s where Evander can float up to be more striker-like. Or float back into the midfield to be more influencing the build-up depending on what the match state calls for. I ultimately think, that's the way forward if they're not going to make a switch to a full back 4, which doesn't seem like it's in the cards.
Yeah.
But what I especially liked about the way this match played out, and I just can't say it enough, is that from first whistle, this team was aggressive. And that aggression just wasn't there in previous games. And it almost makes you wonder, when you're playing a team like a Toronto or a Minnesota, and there's a confidence that the goal will be there eventually, I don't wonder if there's a mentality change that this team needs of why not approach every game like you're playing Tigres, where we've got to jump on them and we've got to build our lead at home. Yeah. Like that, not to say, like we can grind this out and we can play our game. I want this mentality, this idea of the opportunities are not always going to be there. So when we have the opportunity to break, we break. And when we have the opportunity to play the through ball, we play the through ball because we don't know when the next one's going to come. Like, that is more of the attitude I need this team to have, because more often than not, the guys they're running at goal with are more talented than the center backs that are defending them in MLS League play. And so just be confident about it and just go. And when they went in this game and when they committed to going, this team was very dangerous.
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge some of the conversation going on in the chat here. James and David all talking about Anunga's passing, and I thought Anunga had some great lofted balls.
Except the first pass that he hit of the game.
The very first attempted forward ball
sucked,
but
it was
he did exactly what I wanted him to do, which was take the guy out and take the card.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. And the other thing too, I didn't know. Oh, go ahead.
Because I was like, get the card, and then honestly, like, if you got to get another card, who cares? Like, we don't need Anunga in the next leg.
Right. Especially the next leg too. Like, take your red card to keep the lead. Like, the next game is not one to be like, oh, what'll happen in the round afterwards? Or just win. Like, get to the next round. If it takes a double yellow to preserve the next leg down in Mexico, you do what you got to do. What I did like about the Anunga sub, and where I didn't have a problem with this, is that too often in this situation, the sub pattern for Pat Noonan is you are pulling off a more aggressive midfielder for Brian Anunga. Mm-hmm. And in this case, it was just a straight like-for-like sub with Obi, where you're obviously dropping in terms of ability from Obi to Anunga, but at the very least, you're not dropping off and taking someone that has an attack ability off the field to add Brian Anunga. Like, it was just fresh legs at the position, and I thought that was an appropriate use of Anunga in this space.
Yeah, just to change the topic here for a second, incredible comments coming from Kevin Denkey out of the post-game press conference. This is courtesy of Kenta out there, who is covering FC Cincinnati. I'm just going to read his tweet. He said, Kevin Denkey stated that him dropping deeper into the midfield and playing underneath at times was something he's comfortable with and good at, and something he was asked to do from the coaching staff.
Damn.
Love
just a terrible night for Chief.
I appreciate the man telling his story, and
it's on Pat. If he's lying, surely Pat Noonan will correct him.
No, if he's lying, surely Taylor Twellman will correct him.
Yes, yeah.
With sources close to FC Cincinnati saying.
I want to say this. This seems like a good time as any to bring this out. Laurel asking Noonan about Twellman's comments without like mentioning Twellman was very funny.
Yeah, because
awesome. Noonan was like,
Noonan
was like, well, I don't know what commentator you might be talking about, but we don't talk about, we don't like look at outside stuff. We just worry about our own thing.
Yeah, it was Devin Kerr, obviously. Yeah, who else would it have been? You'll never believe what Tommy G was saying in the media on Twitter about Kevin Denkey's performance right here.
What Tony Higginbottom was saying the other day. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Why are David saying in the chat, Chief in such shambles that he went no camera? Number one, my camera's on, and if you can't see it, you can blame the fine folks at the Westin in Columbus for that. And number two, once again, I feel compelled to reiterate, I want Kevin Denkey to be successful. I am happy when Kevin Denkey is successful. Nothing would make me happier than being a moron with my takes if the FC is doing well. This makes me happy.
Yeah, there's no version of this where we're in like a camp or something.
Right. Except, David said about Dotto. Yeah, no, I'm forever anti-Dotto.
Dotto was good.
Dotto
was really good today.
If Dotto ever comes on the postcast, I will lead the interview off by saying, I just need to clear the air right here. I have said a lot of really negative things about you.
That'd be an early Mark Maron podcast.
I'm sorry, man. It's not personal. It's I'm an idiot.
Dotto was really good.
James has an interesting thing
Griff,
here, which
Griff,
is
quick. Someone mentions Dotto's assist. Dotto had an assist, and it was nice.
Dotto had an assist.
It was nice,
and it nutmegged a dude for the assist. So that's pretty dope.
And Dotto had the same move that he tried like 3 times. It worked 1.5 times.
They'll never expect it again.
I mean, you tried it. What are the times you tried it on 4 dudes and it worked on like 3 of them? But
I mean, if you have something that works 1 time out of 3, I mean, that Joey Votto made a living out of doing that in Cincinnati for years, and we loved him for it.
Aiden needs to know Chiefs' thoughts on Dado's assist to Denkey.
It was slick. All the goals were well done. Like, all the goals were so the first goal obviously is a train wreck. It's when playing it out the back goes horribly wrong. Yeah. But the other 2 goals, I mean, Tom Barlow, that is, for a guy that's on reserve striker money, to get the ball in that position, get it under control, and make a controlled strike past the keeper. I mean, we were begging for that to happen with Corey Baird for the better part of 2 years.
Mea culpa really on that one, by the way, because Barlow had a he had a shot like earlier in the game that he just biffed. And I was like, that's why he makes $85,000 a year. That's my buddy. And then, I get fair enough. Here's a question for you. If Brenner is making that run, does Denkey make that pass?
No.
Yes. Kevin Denkey can do no wrong.
No, of course Kevin Denkey would do it. Kevin Denkey tonight is a great teammate. What have you done for me lately?
James says, I met someone tonight who knows Denkey, and apparently he feels lonely in Cincinnati. We need to get him some French-speaking pals. James, I will just say that doesn't speak well of the person you met. Because if this person knows Denkey and Denkey feels lonely, I feel like they're not pulling their weight in that relationship.
Maybe we should bring back Chidozie Awazium.
Is the problem with Kevin Denkey though that like he wants to be your friend, but like when he says let's hang out sometime, like what he means by that is let's drink vegetable smoothies and like do curls for 6 hours or like crunches for 6 hours. Because I could see that being a Kevin Denkey hangout. Like you think you're going over there to play Mario Kart, and he's like, no, we're doing pull-ups all night.
Interesting.
There's got to be someone out there that likes that.
Not me. That's not. He wouldn't want to hang out with me anyway. I'm an idiot.
I don't play
suggesting
chess.
Kevin is a big D&D nerd. So
I could actually see that. Like I could actually see that Kevin Denkey is like secretly like listening to Critical Role.
Yeah, he is a chess guy, so it's like we're not far off from board gaming, tabletop gaming. Absolutely, we're right there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put this out there. If Kevin Denkey wants to play D&D, we'll do another D&D episode.
Done.
Right. Yeah. Or if like Kevin Denkey is like, you know what I'm into is Gloomhaven. Do you guys have 6 weeks to spare? Like, yeah, sure. Why not?
I would play Go with Kevin Denkey.
Yeah.
And I would play Mahjong with Kevin Denkey.
That would be good. I wonder if he'd be interested in like the sort of heads up tabletop space. Twilight Struggle is sort of a classic in this space. There's any number of 1v1 games.
Denkey apparently dominates Ticket to Ride. He has not met my wife. My wife is a great Ticket to Ride player.
I would absolutely play Ticket to Ride with Kevin Denkey.
Grayson, my wife is nationally ranked on the apps. We may have to make a championship game happen here.
We might need to. We don't have any apps, but
Kevin Denkey, Twilight Imperium Night. Yeah, no, I would also be in on that too. Let's do it. He's big into Root as well.
Someone named Nick says, "Unfortunately, I am here." I don't know what that means.
Nick, it's never unfortunate you're here.
You don't have to be here, Nick.
Nick,
you watch Train Dreams.
I need Nick to join. I told him he should join the stream. I need the away section perspective. You'll see in just a second.
Oh,
it's not Haglin. Don't get your hopes up.
It's the other Nick.
It's the other Nick. Nick, I just sent you another link. See if that one works for you, so you don't end up in the audience.
Apparently, he was sitting in the Monterey, the LT
Sean says
not Monterey.
Sean says thoughts on officiating: fine due to result or still CONCACAF. Terrible. Terrible. Actually,
if you know anyone that works for the club, don't mention the words "fine" and CONCACAF with anyone.
So here's the thing with the officiating. Hold on. Before we get to this nonsense, whatever this is, I want to talk about the officiating a little bit. So, especially early in the game, I felt like Tigres was getting away with like a ton of fouls, and there were some Tigres fans like sitting behind me. And they were just saying like, no fue nada. And they were like talking Spanish. And I'm like, I understand Spanish. So I was like, I was trying to think about like a opportune way to like drop that. Like, I know everything they're saying. And like late in the second half, they called a foul on I think Alvis maybe.
Okay.
And I was like, no fue nada. And I looked behind to the guys, and they were like cracking up. I'm like as gringo as they come.
My only regret of that is that we subbed Alvis Powell into this match, and we were robbed of a true Alvis Powell CONCACAF moment. Yeah. I am hopeful that there will be an Alvis Powell CONCACAF moment for the positive.
Wait, holy shit!
In leg 2,
we only beat Tigres 2-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Or they disallow one of the goals?
David. I assume the same David in this chat posted a screenshot of the match thread of like an AI thing saying we stunned Tigres 2-0 and Champions Cup upset. Yeah.
Yeah, it is stunning that we won 2-0
because we won 3-0.
Yeah. That is a stunning result.
But we need to hear from the away perspective.
That's true.
We are joined by Nick Kivi. Nick, how's the mood over there?
Hey, so first time, long time, probably not the best time to announce the upcoming Post Cincy FC Cincinnati historical retrospective show. Half a score live here.
Nick Kivi coming from AOL dial-up.
Is it that? Oh, shit. All right. I blame I can't even remember what the Mexican.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Just roll with it.
What is that right there?
I went to Verizon. I went to I went off Wi-Fi.
I went to T-Mobile
in case that helps.
You look actually much better now.
All right, there you go. All right, fuck Verizon Internet.
They look the same.
Yeah. So kind of a weird night to announce my presence on this channel. But as far as the away section goes, a weird night for me as well. As you'll probably see in FC Cincinnati photos, we only had 2 drummers leading the march. One of those was me. And so I led the march, like into the stadium, and then took my Knights of the Bailey sweatshirt off and was like, hey, sorry, guys. Got somewhere else to go. Like Mac Brown on an ACC broadcast. I got a flight to catch. Peace. And so I went up there, and it was quiet for like the first 20 minutes because if anybody has been away on a CONCACAF game before, you have to work things out with simultaneously CONCACAF, the league in which you are playing at the home stadium, and the home stadium team itself. So in the past, Liga MX teams have come to FC Cincinnati. I'm thinking like Chivas, Tigres last year, Rayados 2 years ago. Yeah. And normally it's fine. Like people can bring banners, they bring flags. Not always you can bring instruments in the past. This year, me and another capo and the Knights were up there who went to Tigres last year for the away. Like that's kind of the reason we're here. Eating shit right now. There were multiple drums up in the away section, but security for the first like 20-25 minutes was calling up cops and everything because they had flags that they were waving, and that was totally fine. But people had brought banners like we drape all over the Bailey. And certainly teams from abroad and away teams have brought into TQL before.
Yeah, I've seen them.
They
Pachuca
escorted out. They kicked out. They either made people come with them to bring the banners away or kick them out. I don't know. And they kicked people out or removed the banners, but the 15 flags that were up there in the corner, those were fine. So, and at one point there were like multiple security people up there saying like, hey, that's an order from CONCACAF. At the same time, someone was saying that's an order from FC Cincinnati. You cannot have that banner there. So it's a beautiful, typical CONCACAF experience, very similar to the FC Cincinnati side experience that we had in El Volcan the year prior. It's always good to know if you go on these games, nobody knows what they're doing. So just try shit because maybe it'll work. I don't know if they had 2 drums allowed, but they got 2 drums in there, and hey, we had a good time. So
okay.
And then apparently a soccer game happened in the meantime that, as you can see on video, I'm not too keen on talking about. Are you
going down for your home leg?
It's kind of a bummer because the only reason I am here in this situation is because we had such a good time last year. The tickets were more expensive on the budget Mexican airline. I mean, last year we flew from Chicago to Monterey. Tickets were like $95, like round trip. This year, before we declared war on a nation that controls the only strait of water where they ship all the jet fuel out of, tickets were already like 4 times more, and that was weeks ago. So
have you thought about taking your Kenosha Kickers van down there?
I do have a brother in Austin, and it's like a 4-hour drive. So maybe. I also got like me and Ty, we were up in that section. Like a guy came up to us and interviewed us, and if you go to Libres y Locos, that's like the Bailey. That's the Bailey of Tigres.
Okay. El Bailey.
This guy was just interviewing me, like asking, like, "Hey, why the fuck are you here?"
And I love that. Yeah.
You know what? I see you. I hear you. That's an incredibly valid question. And so in extremely broken Spanish, I answered that. And you can see that on the official Libres y Locos, like Tigres supporter section Instagram, because I found out afterwards that is like the president, or I don't know how they're, like,
El Presidente.
It was Claudia Scheinbaum's Instagram channel.
Yes. Well, we were talking about that after because, as we can see, as a lifelong Tigres fan, Tigre de Nacimiento, the only way that we can resolve this is that when FC goes down next week, Claudia needs to just hog all of the local airports around.
We good.
Yeah. Make FC land like right outside the stadium. So,
make them land in the stadium. Who cares?
Fair. Are we going to be the podcast that gives a special shout out to our homie Donald for facilitating this victory for FC Cincinnati?
Maybe it was Donald.
Donald. We're never beating the allegations. Kivi, have you considered the fact that there would be nothing more metal than flying to Austin and just like getting a car and just heading for the border with a pack of smokes? It's gotta be
a Sprinter van.
Yeah, just like it's like, what are we doing? Hop in. We're going.
Like you're driving like a big van down to the border. They're like, what you doing? You're like, no, I'm going the opposite way. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, I got places to be.
They checked the back for contraband, and it's just nothing but like a bunch of Enola Gay smoke bombs and like a drum and your Guerra. And it's just like, I got places to be. Don't ask any questions.
Look, it's like full of fentanyl. You're like, I'm taking it back.
It's like Rick James when he accidentally smuggled cocaine into Colombia. Yeah. He was so high that he had the pilot go the wrong way. So it's funny because I don't know. We in the episodes of half a score that we will
that nobody will ever hear. Apparently,
record later. Yeah.
I've heard about this podcast for like months.
Nothing that's been recorded. Yeah. Because we talk about what we were doing 10 years ago. That's the whole point of the show. That it hasn't been announced yet, but stay tuned.
It's been announced.
Driving from Austin in a Sprinter van to Monterey is like the second most badass drive to Mexico I've ever done, because I used to live in Tucson, Arizona, and I drove 8 hours in a stick shift Buick to go to Tijuana to watch the Hardy Brothers wrestle in Tijuana.
There we go.
That's awesome.
The Hardy Boys.
Look, it's I understand it's kind of beside the point. It's something that I wish we would bring into the FC Cincinnati fandom, is that when there is a good match in these tiny little like Mexican lucha libre rings, people just throw pesos at the ring. And so the next
coins?
time an opposing team scores a really good goal at FC Cincinnati as a way of showing respect, I think it'd be really great if we finally found a use for physical, tangible American currency if we just started whipping $half at these folks as a way of honoring CONCACAF.
I'm not sure I have an American coin in my house. I do have like euros and like Swiss francs,
and that's the thing. It inspires.
I have a great idea about that. We do that as a promotion, and then we get all the leftover stuff from the Atlanta Hawks when they canceled Magic City Night. It'll be perfect.
Oh. That's right. I have a dime. That's all. I'm in for a dime. Okay.
They just phased out the penny. Maybe we get a bunch of those and throw them. Make it hail.
I learned about that from
they're collector's
Skyline.
items, though. Raid all of the gas station, take a penny, leave a penny trays.
I've seen a lot of.
We're just like we're playing that game at the Taco Bell back in the day where you had to drop the coin into the water and catch it on one of the pedestals to get a free thing of cinnamon twists.
How fun was that?
Yeah,
yeah, it's a different kind of run to the border.
This world is not as much fun as it used to be. Nick, is this the best win in TQL Stadium?
Man, I gotta say, I'm on a real heater when it comes to me going to places and the team that I am not there for playing their best game in quite some time. As folks may know from Twitter, one of my first ever away FC Cincinnati, my first international away FC Cincinnati game was last year, FC at Tigres, when that was Guido Pizarro's second. Maybe third. There might have been a Liga MX game in between.
Oh, probably.
And the game away at El Volcan, I believe we tied 1-1 in the home leg. And
they got spanked in the away leg.
Yeah. That was the game in which they figured it out, so to speak. And there is a part of me
again, we're fine.
Donning an FC Cincinnati hat that like really feels like, how many times in the past have we been like, we are so close to it? I'm thinking of the Chicago Fire game that we could have clinched the Supporters Shield 3 years ago. That one where it's like, hey, we feel really good about this. All we need to do is just show up with limited baseline effort. These seem to be the games that FC Cincinnati just absolutely steps on a rake. And so as an FC Cincinnati fan, I worry about that, because as someone that was there last year, that is a game on a Thursday, not a Tuesday. And the game in El Volcan on a Tuesday was one of the most electric stadium experiences, probably the most electric stadium experience I've ever had in my life. And so I am a little worried about the resilience of this team in an experience that, in an environment that I thought that MLS teams were going to be more equipped to handle. And as an SEC grad, I really hate to use this saying. It just means more down there. They on a dime, they can a switch can flip, and we were sitting in the fourth row at El Volcan last year, and in the 64th or 65th minute, I think we were up 1-0. I don't know which chant it was, but everybody pulls out their phone and they've got the phone flashlights on. There was a grandmother that there was an abuelita that at minimum 75 who was jumping up and down
Abuelita.
On the cement seats next to us in the premium seats. This is the fourth row, because the fourth row seat is $35 at the stadium. And everybody else is too. And if you get the Abuelita crowd, I'm and this is kind of a way of me calling out Tunnel View Club.
Damn.
If you bring that energy, it can really make a team fold on itself, because Tigres scored 3 goals on FC Cincinnati in, I want to say like 8 minutes. We had them up until we didn't. And then the crowd said, nah, dog. And then just the tidal wave commenced. I worry about that even with a 3-0 lead going into next week. Holding off Tigres from getting an away goal is huge. I'm sure you've already talked about this. Because that was the big thing last year. I thought we played up until that tsunami hit at El Volcan in Monterrey. I thought FC was playing very well last year, but they just folded at the last moment. And if they had not given up that away goal at TQL, maybe they play less afraid in Mexico. This was a very fearless team that it just boggles my mind. Where the fuck was this on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that before you hopped in. And it's almost like when you are playing a team where you got to bring your A game versus a team where it's like, it's Toronto. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, it's almost like the mentality shift was different in this game because they knew we've got to capitalize on opportunities. We've got to be aggressive. We've got to put it to these guys because we don't know how many chances we're going to get. And if we don't have a lead going into Mexico, it's all over.
The difference in possession
wasn't just from a Tigres perspective.
Huge.
Go ahead, Grayson.
But like the difference in possession was huge.
Yeah.
Like it was like the fact that like Tigres had more possession, right? It put us in a position where it's like, we got like a good foundation. We can absorb possession, and then we understand that we have to like go, right?
Yeah.
Like our goals were all go. All 3 goals.
Tigres,
all 3 goals were go.
Played, Tigres to me played like a team that just had maybe one of, there's been a lot of emotional wins over Rayados, their big rival. But like, I'm not sure if you've discussed this also, but like they had a 92nd minute win on Saturday versus Rayados in El Volcan. So they had a home win against their biggest rival, scored by their 40-year-old striker in probably his last home leg of that. They had an incredibly emotional win. You throw that biggest win in a while versus the rival, or biggest win this season, I should say. You throw that with the travel issues. It didn't shock me that Tigres played more defensive. It shocked me that they let up 3. Guzman playing like that's kind of weird. Guzman's always a bit of a wild card. That's kind of his entire deal. But
they looked like FC Cincinnati. They looked like FC Cincinnati. They looked like a team where they had more of the ball, where they got frustrated by their inability to do anything with the ball. Mm-hmm. And as they got more frustrated and they were unable to really break the defense or create good scoring opportunities, it led to counterattacks going the other way where they were picked off. Like it was like watching a weird, slightly more talented funhouse mirror of ourselves. And what it kind of reminded me of a little bit more was that this is how the Pat Wooden teams in 2002 played.
And 23.
They still hadn't had
23. They didn't have a ton of possession.
No, they didn't have this idea that we're going to out-possess teams and we're going to out-kick teams. It's okay. You have the ball, and then we're going to undress you with superior talent and the ability to run going the other direction. And it's weird how the talent disparity funneled directly into the way this team probably needs to be playing more often.
Yeah. And look, we're playing like a team. I would love to be a team that dictates possession, that just
I'd rather win.
I'm hearing myself in the thing. Is there some?
Yeah, it's all right. They're not sending us the best technological setup right now.
I would love to be a team that dominates possession, that dictates games and whatever. But we are set up to be a team that can handle and absorb and handle whatever the other team has to give us, and then just go on breaks and in moments and in opportunities when they're out of shape. And we just haven't been doing that for forever.
Yeah.
That's what Kevin Denkey is good at. Is like Kevin Denkey looks the most dangerous when he's out running at people.
Yeah.
Like that is terrifying. Kevin Denkey running at you.
Or we want Evander to have to make like 2 dribbles and a pass. You know?
Right.
Like we don't want Evander to have to like advance the ball from the middle third to the attacking third. Like this is too much. This is too much for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just hold back and go.
Just chill out,
and
man.
pick your moments and go. Yeah, do less.
Look, we haven't mentioned it, so let me mention it now. The wingbacks were great. Ramirez in particular was incredible.
Ender was really good as well. Let's be real.
Ender was good. I'm just saying that this was Ramirez's best game in terms of, especially with his ability to track back and win balls and break up attacking plays.
Ramirez was real fun. Yeah.
And that I think still comes back to the fact that the midfield was more solid with the 3 midfielders that were all not Evander or Dado, frankly. Because that was there.
Because the other team was getting more possession and we were just saying like, yeah, you can't do anything with it. And we're going to counter and attack when we can, because frankly, there were more goals in the game for the FC than they scored.
Yeah. I mean, shit, Dotto hit the crossbar on a great challenge.
Pavel. Oh, Pavel. It was Pavel.
Pavel hit the crossbar on a great play.
Barlow put one wide.
Echenique got the goalkeeper on his hands and knees, and it was great goalkeeping that prevented another easy chance. There were multiple goals in this for the FC. They were goal dangerous. Other than the first 15 minutes of the game, 10 minutes of the game, they were goal dangerous pretty much the rest of the game through stoppage time. They didn't pull off the dogs at any point.
Slater Kivi. How was do you think Lainez was thrown off by the prospect of having to face against Miazga again?
Just having him on the bench.
Yeah. Do you think him being in the stadium?
So I did not get to check the lineups. Was Miazga on the bench?
Yes, he was.
I was trying
to.
He
was available. He was available for selection.
Because that is very funny. Because as I was watching Glasgow Regio Tigres versus Rayados last weekend in that big derby game that they won, I was watching specifically Lainez was making so many beautiful crosses, just completely across the field, 80 yard, 60 yard, 40 yard, just on the dot. And I was thinking man, if we don't have someone if FC Cincinnati does not have let me clarify, because I am wearing a Tigres gear, so I need to be specific when I say we in specifically in this video. If FC Cincinnati doesn't put someone pressuring or get in the head of Diego Lainez, that guy can pass in a way that you do not see very often in MLS. In the way that Tigres, especially on the weekend, was crossing against Rayados, I came into this game thinking that it was going to be a bloodbath. Because even if FC sat back, they were able to switch in a way Tigres was last weekend that was able to get people out of position. I thought it was a really tremendous game, and I wasn't able to see if people were pressuring Lainez specifically or what the defensive strategy was. Maybe it was the lingering threat of Matty Miazga.
I think so. I will say this. I gotta. I need. I'll be right back in a moment. But Nick has. Kevin mentioned something about have you seen something on Twitter or whatever. This guy Nick has my favorite Twitter name, which is Slater Kivi.
That's good.
It's really good.
That's the sort of thing that one person every 5 years will point out about me. I've had that Twitter handle for a very long time. You're the third person that have ever been hey, you know that band? Is that what that's a reference?
I've seen them at Bogarts.
That's yeah. When at Bogarts, what tour? All Hands on the Bad One?
The most recent one.
Oh, the one without Janet Weiss? The one after St. Vincent got one of my favorite drummers kicked out. All right, so that's a non-canonical Slater.
It's fair enough. Fair enough.
It's for a different podcast we can do. Yeah.
Oh God. Well, Nick, I think we're gonna leave you there because I think we're gonna wrap this up. But we look forward to hearing more of your beautiful voice in our ears on the Postcast's growing network of shows.
Look, I apparently I just need to sit in the away section every time. So if folks want to crowdfund me for a Section 225 ticket for the rest of the FC's games, that might drive numbers up in turn for the Post Cincy. So if I need to be the sacrificial lamb, I'm happy to do that, folks.
That's true. That's true service right there. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, and Nick, safe travels back to Mexico.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, good riddance.
Te vamos puesto, amigos.
Kevin, I think we're ready. I'm ready to declare it. I don't want to do a lot more of these shows. I hope to be at the games, but successful postcast post show, I would say.
I think it's done well. I appreciate there were multiple comments in here saying, don't like downloading a new app. Totally get it. We're still playing this out. Okay.
But James says we're going to talk about how awful the ref was. We did. The ref was terrible.
The ref sucks. Yeah,
and if you missed it, you have to go back and listen to this when we post this as an episode tomorrow morning. But yeah, maybe next time we will next time get this up on YouTube and you can leave comments on there and it feeds into our platform. So we don't have to do all this, and maybe we'll properly schedule it next time. But man, This was so much fun. This was so exciting. I mean, what more is there?
Well, I'll tell you what more there is to say. Live from Columbus, fuck this place, fuck Columbus.
The Cincy Postcast is a production of the Post Cincy. You can check us out online at thepostcincy.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Facebook, and Instagram. Twitter and Blue Sky, though, you'll find we're a little more active than the other places. We're also on YouTube, where you can listen to this episode if you aren't listening to it already. We are also putting up video content semi-regularly, including the Away Days series. We want to give a huge thank you to Jim Trace and the Makers for providing the music for this episode. They're a lovely band, and you can find more information out about them in the description of this episode. And if you happen to enjoy what you just heard, can I please ask that you like us, that you rate us on whatever app you're listening to, and maybe more importantly than all of that, share this episode with a friend. When it comes up at work, you're talking about FC Cincinnati, I say, hey, I listened to an FC Cincinnati podcast. I think you guys will like it. It would really, really help us out. Nothing helps a podcast travel more than a good recommendation from a friend, family member. That would be awesome. When it comes to the sorting algorithms that control our lives, a 5-star review would be much appreciated. Also, leaving a sort of written review weirdly does more than that. That's how the algorithms work. So maybe say a nice or a mean thing, whatever. Just as long as you give us 5 stars, that'll really, really, really help us out. And if you are looking for more MLS content, check out our other podcast, The World's Gam. Again, a link will be in the description of this episode. That is where we touch on league-wide storylines and news, and we talk about other games and a couple other teams in there as well. I think you will enjoy it if you are just dipping your toes into Major League Soccer. A huge thank you to all of our sponsors. A even bigger thank you to all of our patrons over at Patreon. But maybe most importantly, thank you for listening to this episode.